And welcome to another California Guy video with your boy California Guy. What's up, everybody, and welcome to this video. This video is entitled The Straight Outta Compton Review. I'm breaking down this movie in this video, and I'm going to do two parts. Second part will be fact and fiction, because a lot of fiction was told in the movie. So, but I have to say, let me break down the review part. Um, I approve of this movie. The Straight Outta Compton is one of the greatest hip-hop movies that I've ever seen. Cube, F. Gary Gray, and Dre outdid themselves. Cube and Dr. Dre and Eazy-E are the godfathers of Los Angeles hip hop gangster rap, and I will say that they're the godfathers. Now I'm not gonna say the whole West Coast because I'm not from Los Angeles. I'm from Oakland, so I support my Oakland rappers up in the North Cal. So shout out to all my niggas up in the North Cal, by the way, up in that 510 area code, because I support like Two Story. I've always been a big Two Story, Digital Underground, Spice One, Black Dynasty, Rapid Forte, been a few Planet Asia, Mac Dre. I'm always, supporting, my East Bay cats out here. So shout out to my niggas in the North Bay. But my whole thing is with Strata Compton. It was one of the greatest uh, LA West Coast hip hop music movies that I've ever seen. And I thought that the actors were spectacular. The actors were on point. Each actor, O'Shea Jackson, was just like his father, Ice Cube. The young man that played Easy, he was darker than him, but he was absolutely on point as Easy E. The guy playing, uh, what's his name? DJ Yellow was absolutely a masterful actor. The guy that played Suge Knight was masterful. Who else? The guy that played Dr. Dre was average. I didn't see Dr. Dre in him. I knew he was Dre, but he was good. The guy playing MC Ren, he was decent also. But everybody else, the one female that played Kim Jackson, Ice Cube's wife, was absolutely on point. Paul Giamatti deserves a Academy Award for his performance as Jerry Heller. Absolutely on point. He had him down to a T. The movie was just genius movie, very well written. I'm very familiar with the NWA. I'm still fans of NWA to this day. The first half of the movie was absolutely on point. It was identical to their bow, and I remember the rise of NWA when I was a kid. I remember their first album, and I still have it right here on cassette tape. It's kind of funny. And I remember the rise of Death Row too. I remember Snoop came out. So, everything was absolutely genius. I love that feel of the late 80s up into the mid 90s uh, West Coast hip hop culture. And if you guys wasn't around, I don't know if a lot of you guys were around in the West Coast at that time. At the time, we had the West Coast and East Coast wars going on. So, I have to say, I actually liked the East Coast West Coast wars because then we were more hungrier back in those days than today. The hip hop has fell off, but neither here nor there. But the environment, the beauty of looking at that West Coast part was on point. It was the beauty of seeing a hip hop culture, and I remember it all. Even in living in North Cal, the culture was so different, and the movie portrayed it on point. The storyline, let me break some of the storylines down real quick. We start with Ice Cube. Ice Cube's storyline was on point. From A, B, C, it was on point to his biography. It was truly a Ice Cube biography. If a lot of people don't know about Ice Cube, watch this movie. There was no discrepancies. Everything that happened in real life with Ice Cube. And a shout out to Cube for putting the Bye Felicia stuff up in the movie too. I cracked the fuck up in that movie when he said that. And the Friday reference was on point. When he was writing Friday, I absolutely loved that scene. His first album, him making, all that was on point if you know Cube. The Dr. Dre storyline was kind of on point a little bit until he got to Death Row. A lot of the Death Row I have problems with, but I'm gonna cover that in another video. Because Death Row, it's deeper stuff with Death Row, and they kind of fairy tale Death Row a little bit up in the movie, and they fairy tale Dr. Dre. So I'm gonna cover that in another video, because they left out Michelet, which was garbage. They left off him beating up Barnes, which was garbage. They left off the Easy E crushing Dr. Dre and Snoop, by the way. He ethered them. The term ether, people use that term ether. They think about Nas and Jay Z or Tupac and Biggie. No, the EVE absolutely ethered Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. back in the early 90s until where Dr. Dre and them were crushed back then. And so they left that out also. They put in no Vaseline, but they left uh, that part out where they had to fight. Jerry Heller should be absolutely mad also because they made him look like an asshole and a villain. And should they made them look like villains? They made Easy and Dre kind of look like honorable men because their images. Don't get it twisted, people. Dr. Dre is absolutely one of my favorite producers, my all-time favorite producer ever in the West Coast. He's one of my all-time favorite producers in history. But I'm sorry, even I have to call some bullshit on Dr. Dre. I'm like, Dre, you knew that Easy was going up there to break back. I mean, you knew Suge was going up there to tear up that studio back in the early 90s. You knew that, Dr. Dre. So I'm gonna break that down in the part 2 video though about the reality, fact from fiction. But the movie was on point. You know, when I watched the movie, I thought the actors really was the guys. The actors were so good, I had to forget they were actors. I forgot that they were actors. They looked like the NWA come to life, and even Death Row come to life right in front of my eyes. And I had to keep telling people, this is only a movie. This is only a movie. So the actors was on point. The scenery was on point. The layout was on point. The history was on point. The writing was on point. I give the movie a B. Not an A because they left certain things out of there. You know, stuff that I would have wanted to see, and I'm gonna break it down. Easy was talking to any of his former members, by the way, that last year. So I don't know why they try to fairy tale that ending. But I'm gonna cover it in a part 2. I tell you guys, go and check out Straight Outta Compton. It's a great movie. They talk about police brutality also in the movie. Cube was very militant back in that day. He was a pro-black. He was against the police. I like how, and it kind of parallels into today's atmosphere that we deal with cops. So check that video out. It's one of the best West Coast hip hop movies that you can find. Peace out.